A lot of people told me I should continue to milk this situation while I had the chance to and while it is still relevant, so I took the opportunity to do so. I'd get multiple people's testimonies for the video, however that would take at least over an hour with how much there is compiled onto the situation. In the card here there will be a video linked that a friend of mine has created. Absolute kudos to Dolls for doing that. For context, please go watch that video and then come back to this. These screenshots may be a bit out of order, so please bear with me. I also do wish to state that while recording this, I was coming off of sickness and my voice is still slightly shaky and sick sounding. While scrolling Twitter, I got a DM from a friend of mine who was a former friend of the Informant's. They reached out to me and said that the Informant was back. Concerned, I went to look and saw that she had messaged me a month prior before deactivating. I've taken screenshots of the conversation and will be presenting them now, going over the entirety of the messages. The first screenshot showcases the Informant telling me that she's changed her mind and for everyone to go F themselves. This was in response to me telling her that I was going to be making a video on the situation. I responded saying, "Wow, all because Dolls and I called you out? Are you that mad? You owe so many people an apology, including myself." This was stated because both Dolls and I had called out the Informant previously. While I had done it on a number of occasions, Dolls went over way more allegations that I was unaware of. For example, how she had scammed people within the Team Lovetress community, a fan game that she was creating while in the TF2 community. She then responded with a question mark, asking who I was. I replied to her message that told everyone to go F themselves and said, "This says it all, don't act stupid." Usually people who get called out try to delete their message history to forget about what they did, though genuinely it makes them look more guilty. I then proceeded to show her a video of mine, and she still had no idea who I was, which I think was a total lie. Never had I changed my profile image, let alone my user, in the last month on Twitter. Sure, some people have a harder time remembering things than others. However, for her, I feel like it was different. I feel as though she knew she messed up and she was trying to cover for herself so she didn't have to take the blame for what she did. Mind you, this is the same person who doxed people and put them in danger, exposing their usernames and personal details that weren't available to the public. I mentioned how she hadn't properly apologized, let alone even given me an apology for lying. Suddenly she remembers and tries to use a therapy excuse for her actions. She says that she's admitted stuff yet continued to lie, even going as far as to make another terrible response that was made poorly again. This I will touch upon at a later time. She then says that she knows what she did and that she apologizes, yet never says, "I apologize for lying to you and doxing people along with putting people in danger. I also apologize for grifting others and scamming people along with misgendering someone." Her apology felt rather like it was air, like it was nothing. It had no real meaning. She was simply saying sorry because she knew that she had messed up and wanted to move on as quickly as possible. I then told her that she knew who I was if she kept clearly blocking me on alt accounts. She then claims to have not used alt accounts in 3 weeks. Yet, I had been made aware of said alt accounts as late as a week ago as of recording this video. I also rightfully called her out for misgendering someone after they had told her that they identify as non-binary. She, however, kept using he/him pronouns for this person. The person in reference was someone that was formerly her best friend. Though this person uses all pronouns, they've added they/them to their handles so that people would know their preferred pronouns. People can still use all pronouns and still have preferred pronouns, which is what I believe is happening in this case. I wouldn't really label the Informant as transphobic, as I've called her that a few times. However, as of writing this, I feel as if she's more blatantly ignorant. She's done this so many times, which you'll see here. The Informant continues on, saying that the pronouns were added recently, which I later found was true. I told the Informant that this person had told her numerous times that they identify as non-binary, yet she continued to use he/him pronouns for them. Even while the Informant and I were still talking, she continued to misgender them. Even here you can see that the Informant clearly misgenders them yet again. The informant rudely says she can't remember every pronoun for every person. This is fair, but it's still respectful if you ask them. It doesn't hurt to ask them what pronouns they use, because yeah, we all make mistakes and we all forget things. Yet blatantly doing it the way the informant has genuinely pisses me off. Plus, his brother told me it was okay. Just because someone's sibling tells you it's okay doesn't mean that you should. It's so respectful to ask that person directly what pronouns they use. I tried, but I forgot. This isn't an excuse for misgendering someone. Just because you forget doesn't mean that you should leave it that way. The informant goes on to say, "Are you really going to get mad at me for a mistake I made multiple times?" Oh, okay. So then blatantly doxing someone was a mistake that you made multiple times that put people in danger. That was a mistake, too? Like I said in the screenshot, you can only make a mistake one too many times before you end up getting called out or canceled for it. As someone who is trans female to male, it's more than a mistake to blatantly misgender someone despite knowing their gender and preferred pronouns. The informant also says that it's something that she's not used to, yet was planning on adding a gender-neutral main character into her Team Love Tryst project. I also call her out for her blatant abusive behavior towards the non-binary user. She denies ever being abusive and labels it as being mean, yet she called them an idiot and other names because their brother had called them that. And then this happened as well, where the informant goes on a tangent to try to justify her abusive behavior. I then give a lovely response of, just because their brother called them that doesn't mean that you should too. You literally abused them, and you misgendered them yet again. I've been told so many times from my friend on how the informant has ended up harassing them, bullying them, and abusing them. They can leave a comment below stating their entire story, as it's their story to tell and not mine. She then tries to say that their brother is involved somehow. Like, how is their brother involved? The informant also said that they needed to go to sleep, hence my response, then sleep. Just know that I'm making a video on this. I also said that their brother gets to treat them differently since they've known each other since they were born. I should know this since I have 3 other siblings myself. They have more leniency against certain things and get to call me certain things that others are unable to do. Not only all of this, but the informant has gone on to falsely accuse dolls of harassment. She doesn't have any proof of this, and the proof that she has given was lacking literally anything. All dolls and myself have ever done was make videos on this situation, which was in no way a form of hate or harassment. We've also spoken to her kindly, and she made it out to be that she is the victim and pulled the victim card. I wouldn't even be surprised if she pulls the victim card again and says that I'm harassing her for simply asking her questions and giving her responses and further questions to the situation. I've shot the informant yet another DM in hopes that the situation could be cleared up a little, and at the time of recording this, there has been no response. So, to put it bluntly, it seems as though the informant is either busy making up more excuses for herself as a defense for this video, or is going to try to block me on her main account as a way to show that she cannot take criticism. Believe it or not, I actually stated this before, that she'll block me if she cannot handle criticism, and she's blocked me on her alt accounts as a result. Overall, I think the informant needs to leave the internet. She's proven that no matter how many times she returns, she's always going to play the victim and make it out to be like we're the bad guys in the situation, all for calling her out. She's proven that she cannot handle a platform in both the Overwatch and the Team Fortress community. I also wouldn't doubt that her therapist has told her to leave as well. I've been Shark, and the informant just isn't my problem anymore.